Welcome to the sport edition of Insight Review. I'm Stephen Olateju. Today we shall be reviewing some of the latest happenings in the world of sport, the ongoing Olympic Games in Brazil, and some of the latest happening transfer news that affects the major players around the major leagues of the world. After this time out, I shall be introducing my partners for this discussion. Stay tuned. Welcome back. I have on my right Adesola Busayo. Adesola, welcome to the program.
Thank you. It's my pleasure to be here with you.
On my left, Aziz Shanu. Welcome.
Thank you very much.
We have all witnessed the event in the ongoing games in Brazil, that is the Olympics. Based on expectations and surprises, would you say, Shanu Aziz, would you say there has been surprises as far as you are concerned, or your expectations has been met as far as the ongoing games in Brazil is concerned?
Yeah, we are expecting Aruna Kodri to take us places at the Olympics,
Right.
which he has been fulfilling that for us as a team Nigeria. And I would say I'm surprised with the elimination of Novak Djokovic and Serena Williams,
Right.
because they are the number one tennis player
players
in the world right now, and they are out of the tournament, which has been very surprising for me to see for me. And with the likes of Chirika Okogu, they are the rower who represents Nigeria, our first rower to be precise, that represents Nigeria in the Olympics at the women's single schooling event, has taken us places now. We are in the quarterfinal, and the team Nigeria also, that's the under 23, also in the quarterfinal. We hope for good things ahead.
Okay. Adesola, expectation and surprises.
Well,
Which one will you subscribe to?
for me, I think you have said it all in the area of surprises.
Right.
But I like to look at it from the angle of expectations that have been met. For me, I'll say Michael Phelps, as a USA swimmer, I think he has met my expectations again, because he has won 2 gold medals again, adding to the list of his honors at the Olympic Games.
Right.
So now he has I think 21 total of gold medals. And that has made him the most successful Olympian ever in the history of the games. So for me, I think my expectations have been met in that area.
Alright. Thank you very much. Based on the performance of the team, the under 23 team of Nigeria, will you say they have met expectation as well?
I would say they are developing, because the game against in Japan, the defense was a little bit shallow. We can see two passes from the Japanese that were successful passes, to be precise, and which led to goals. And I think they really work on that, because the game against Sweden, you can see differences. The defense was tight, and but we now had another issue, because I saw something like Utuba was losing some chances, some very cool chances that he's supposed to have utilized. And thank God we had one goal to qualify for the semi-final,
for the quarter-final.
Sorry. And so I think the defense, which is very important, need to be tightened, and so that they can move on, and I think
get
with
to the
that
final at the end of the day,
they should be able to beat Colombia.
I think I'll attribute the issues they had in the defense in the first game to the issues they had
the traveling
moving to
issues,
Brazil.
okay.
Because I think the strikers, so to say, Ogene Karo Etebo, for example, I think in that game you see he converted his chances.
Yes.
Perhaps maybe our defense was asleep. Like I said earlier, maybe due to the 1 or 2 issues they had before they got to Brazil. But you see in the game against Sweden, they improved remarkably.
Okay.
We considered no goal, we scored a goal. We didn't make too many attacking forays going forward. We kept everything, we kept it compact. So I think they will have to build on that, because now we are in the quarterfinals, and it's likely to face Brazil. Though they are not doing quite well too. So I think even if we meet them at the end of the day, be able to have 1 or 2 goals over them. But in all, I think the defense has improved, like you said. And Mikel, in the midfield. He has been marshalling his boys. He has been doing his job. At least I think he's one of the 2 variety players in the squad, so he knows what it takes to play at that level.
I think that winning spirit is developing in them, and I think with that they should be able to go places and probably win the game.
So with the right mentality, I know they definitely win.
So we just wish them well and hope that very soon they bring back the gold, just like they did in 1996. That aside, let's look into the latest transfer news. Let's start with that of Pogba. He just left Juventus for Manchester United for a record fee of £89 million. Is that money justified for a kind of player like Pogba?
For me, that is a no, honestly speaking, because Pogba, in my own thinking, is not the category of midfielders like Zidane during their playing days.
Yes.
He's not someone, though he did it with Juventus, he led them to 4 Scudetto titles. I'm not disputing that. But in the real sense of it, Pogba for 98.3 million euros. No. Honestly, that is a no for me, because he is one of the players in the world now that are overrated. Like if you can see his performances at Euro 2016, he played below expectations.
Yes.
And the way things are in the football market today, we have so many overrated players that move around clubs in the cost of too many to say. Because looking at Pogba, he's a midfielder. How many goals has he scored in the past 4 seasons? You understand? So for me, he's overrated, and the transfer tag, the transfer fee is a no for me. But United let him leave 4 years ago or so.
Yes.
Sir Alex Ferguson was the coach then. He was doubting his potentials. Fine, he developed at Juventus. But had it been there was someone that could actually go into that Man United team and make their midfield compact, maybe they would have gone for him. Okay, fine, they saw Pogba was in it, and maybe he wanted to move back to Manchester United, and he still had 3 years left on his contract at Juventus. That was another contributing effect to the fact that they had to pay
that staggering amount.
So for me, I think it's a no-no for me. I don't think it's that.
So, Shanu?
Just like Mourinho said in his conference, he said football is crazy. I would say that football is crazy also, because as football is developing in this world today, you see players that you are expecting that it should be sold for £20 million, £10 million, sold for £50 million because it's been hype. So I would just say maybe Man United are paying for their mistakes, because it's.
But let him go to Juventus as first instance, okay?
So it's just something they just have to fulfill, because if Man U were not able to pay that amount, Juventus are not releasing him, because it's part of his contract.
Yes.
So that's it. We can see the Raheem Sterling last season was being hyped and was sold for like almost £50 million, if I'm not mistaken. And you can see him now today. He didn't even perform at the Euro. Yeah, exactly. So, but I hope Pogba, due to his physicality and mentality, he should be able to do something different from what we have been seeing in the past, from the likes of we could see Veron, we could see Kleberson, who was the Brazil World Cup winner then, when he was brought to Manchester United to come and replace Veron. And Veron too was not able to make his name in the English Premier League that time, before he was sold to Chelsea, before then he moved back to Argentina. So I think differences should be able to come, because he has played in the English Premier League once for some times, coming from the bench, and I think he should understand a little better about the league. And I think I expect him to perform more than we are expecting. More than his coach is expecting.
Okay.
But because that price is very high price, now he's one leading the transfer fee of the world now.
Yes.
So to me, I'll just say deserving it, fine. I think that would be an answer for maybe after a season. Especially
under a coach like Jose Mourinho. No, a lot of players has done exploit under him. So I think based on that alone, that factor alone can make him to just explode, to do even the unimaginable in terms of making sure that things are done right.
I would like to add to what he has said, that football is crazy, definitely. But you can see few seasons back, Torres moved from Liverpool to Chelsea for £50 million, and we all know what ended doing. okay, fine, he won the Champions League trophy with Chelsea, but in the real sense of it, he didn't really perform for Chelsea. So I would say, like you said, we'll have to wait for the next for the next season to decide if he has justified his
that
price tag
amount
or
or
if
not.
he has.
Another player we should consider is Gonzalo Higuain. Higuain moved from Napoli to Juve for £75 million at the age of 29 years. Is that okay? Though in terms of being consistent at in front of the goal, he from Real Madrid to his days in Napoli, he has been consistent. I think almost every season he has been able to meet that 20 goal margin per season. So that, but for his age, going from Napoli to Juventus for £75 million.
Let me say Gonzalo Higuain as a player in the Serie A. Okay, £75 million.
Yes.
Is it worth it at the age of 29? I would say it is not totally worth it.
Okay.
But when we look at the world of football today, how many strikers do we have that are ready to move from a team to another team, playing at the top level? Fine, in Serie A last season he scored 36 goals,
Yes.
breaking the record for the most goals scored in a season by a striker. Perhaps that contributed to Juventus' assessment of his ability,
Okay.
for them to have paid 75 million for his services. Well, I would say, like we said in the issue of Pogba, I think we'll have to wait to see what will become of his
Higuain.
time in Juventus.
Okay.
Because if he scored 36 goals in a team like Napoli last season, I think he should be able to do something close to that in Juventus. Playing alongside the likes of Pablo Dybala, Mandzukic, and we have in midfield someone like Marquinhos. I think they can supply him with the chances he needs to score in that team. So maybe he would never achieve that feat of 36 goals again. Probably he score 20 something goals, 30 goals. But for me, at the age of 29, paying for a service at the rate of £75 million, it is excessive.
Just like I said earlier, football is crazy. But a player like Higuain, 29 years old, I think £75 million is just too much today, because how many years does he have left to see him on his prime as a football player? So you can see maybe in the year, maybe 3 years, you won't see much of him anymore. So for him to be sold from Real Madrid, I think before I used to see him as not that a good poacher in terms of scoring goals. But maybe when he now went to Napoli, he was able to prove differently. Maybe because of that, or maybe I would say maybe Juventus know Man will be buying Pogba.
Okay, Pogba.
So
that might be another factor as well.
They think maybe paying out £75 million, they still have something
money
left.
Okay, yeah.
So they still have a profit left. But it's just too much for a player like Higuain, because you see him at the international level not too that bright. Because you still have different players. We have Aguero at the international level. So the Higuain is not a striker you say you can really believe in. You can put a team on, to me. So just a striker, fine. He can do the job when you are not expecting it. But still yet, I think the price is just too much.
Just too much. Why are we having so much amount placed on players when we considering their ability?
Let me take it from Sebastian Veron.
Right.
It was bought for £28.1 million, almost £30 million. And you expect so much from a player like Veron, because he was a world football midfielder there, and probably maybe because he cannot adapt to the English league. You understand? So it was later sold to Chelsea. Then Chelsea loaned sold him out to Argentina. I think that's where he could make his prime. So you expect a player like that to perform in the English Premier League. You know, the English Premier League is a league that deserves so much from a player. Yeah. You need to adapt to the physicality. You need to adapt to the pace of the English league. You need to understand how the football is played there. So things like that. And a player like Kleberson, it was a Brazil World Cup now to come and replace Veron. He also flopped. Okay. So things like that, players like that, Shevchenko, we are expecting Shevchenko to be a player that everybody will wow, this is a very good player Chelsea have signed. But at the end, we only blame it on Chelsea for making the player flop. But let me tell you, Shevchenko flopped in the international match they played against Italy before he was signed by Chelsea, because before then he has never been a player like that. And I think maybe Chelsea didn't look it towards that, maybe they just see maybe as a temporary thing. and because that's why we also said that when Chelsea signed Torres.
Yes.
Torres was injured; he was not really that fit, but I think Chelsea signed him based on his past
Glory.
You know, see him as a very good poacher in front of goal, and I don't really see him. They didn't look at the future. Maybe maybe this guy can he still do it? So he was signed because they think they needed a striker that can deliver. And at the end, he was not able. He was given chances. He was given opportunity, playing most of the time. But I think he lose that confidence, and from that, he was not able to overcome such a thing. So we have players. Not only in the English Premier League, you can have players going to another league. Maybe they were not able to adapt. Maybe because of the environment. Maybe because of the style of football.
Okay.
So players like that, you can see them flop.
Okay.
Well, for me, I would say in England, whenever a player comes to England with an heavy price tag, the pressure of the media is always much on that person.
That's another thing.
Because okay, let's take for instance Raheem Sterling last season. He was one of the promising talents in English football. We could see the things he did with Liverpool.
Yes.
He played at a very top level. But prior to his move to Man City, the media were really him. They were saying that perhaps will be the next big thing to happen at Man City. But at the end of the day, we could see what happened.
Yes.
He was used sparingly last season, and even whenever he played, he was not playing at the top of his confidence. Maybe the pressure placed on them by the media affects them psychologically to perform.
Okay.
Because that was what happened in the case of Torres too. People were saying for Chelsea to have bought someone for 50 million pounds, definitely will take them to the heights they are looking for. And at the end of the day too, Torres flopped massively. He flopped woefully. You understand? So for me, I think the media in England, they always placing too much pressure on players whenever they move. And I think I like to support the stand to that the environment at times could add to that. Okay, fine. Pogba coming back to England.
Yes.
Well, I might not say, even if at the end of the day he doesn't perform at the very top level, I would not say the environment would have contributed to his failure.
Because he was there.
He was there before.
Yes.
For him,
maybe he didn't really play.
And he was too young then.
If Pogba did not play to expectation, that is, he has failed to develop himself. I think that would be my own reason. He's a player that is very bright, and you should see more of him if he can develop himself more.
So I think for players moving from other leagues to England, sometimes it could affect. But most of the time, for me, I think it's pressure because they want to meet up to the expectations of the media and the club. So, and around the line, if they don't, I think they let us sink in and it affects.
That's why you see some players who tell you that they are not being affected by the price tag, but they are ready to do their job. The media can be crazy, especially the English media. Like just being a watchdog and a player, so you have to perform at all costs, which can affect the player if he doesn't perform, especially in his first match.
As well, we witnessed managerial transfers, movement of managers. We witnessed that of Pep Guardiola from Bayern to Man City. Jose Mourinho was sacked previously by Chelsea.
From being jobless to Manchester United.
To Manchester United, and some other coach Conte coming to Chelsea from being a coach of the national team of Italy. We have those new managers in the top managers in the EPL now. So in terms of expectation, among these managers, who will you consider to win the first trophy for their respective clubs?
Mourinho won the Community Shield.
He has won the first one. Let's say first major title. Okay,
I think for me, if I'm to put my money on any of the managers, I think I'll put it on Mourinho
to win the league,
because he has been in the EPL. This is not his first time. I think this is his, let's say, third time, because it was at Chelsea before.
He
was sad.
He went again.
Now he's at Manchester United. He knows fully well the Premiership, unlike Conte and Pep Guardiola. And I'll say to you, I think the English should be the toughest challenge of Guardiola's managerial career, because from my own perspective, the teams he has been managing are teams that have been successful. I think whenever he goes there, it just builds on the success of the previous
They've
manager.
had, yes.
But coming to Manchester City, I think he's trying to rebuild the team. So that might affect the results he will get this season.
For instance, he brought in certain players. Let's John Stones, for instance, 50 million. That's another price tag that's for me outrageous. 50 million pounds for a defender.
I'll come back to that.
Okay.
But looking at Mourinho, I think I'll put my money on him to win the league, as I said earlier.
Okay.
Because he brought in Mkhitaryan from Borussia Dortmund. He has Ibrahimovic up front.
Yeah.
Now he has Paul Pogba.
Yes.
I think he will let these players know, look, I've been here before. I know how to go about these things. Towards the tail end of Chelsea's winning season, he talked to his players, look, whenever we're in this game, we have to win it. Let's just keep it down. Probably 1-0, 2-0. Let's win this game and move on to the next one. I think Manchester United will be cautious of the fact that they need to win something because they have spent a lot.
A lot of money.
They have spent a lot. Ordinarily, Paul Pogba cost them 89 million pounds. You understand? So, and for every club, although I think they are the second richest team in the world behind Real Madrid, and they want to cement their place on that list by winning something tangible. You understand? So, and with Mourinho at the helms of affairs at the club, and for him, because he has won so many trophies in his Nigeria career, so I think he will move this current crop of Manchester United players to winning the league. Okay, even if he does not win the league, I know he will win something this season.
At least getting to the Champions League. They are
not even in the Champions League.
They are not in the Champions League now. That would be a feat. At least from there, any other thing can happen.
If he doesn't win the league, I think he should win either of the FA Cup or the Carling. So I think he'll be the first person to win something.
So what will you say about the 50 million pounds of
you see,
John Stones to Man City?
I think maybe they have just paid for a name the media has been portraying to be someone that will step in the shoes of John Terry in the England national team, because he went to the Euros. John Stones didn't perform. Honestly, I'll say that to you. And for the fact that a lot of responsibility will be placed on his shoulder.
Yes, because of that amount now, because
tag,
we talk about the media.
That will definitely affect him too. And you'll have to break into the team. You have company there, you have Otamendi.
Yes.
Okay, let's say Mangala
is not that, he has not been that stable. So even at the Euros,
fine. I know Guardiola is a coach that loves to nurture talents.
Yes.
To make them better. He will give him that playing chance, but it's another thing for him to actually fulfill what the manager wants him to do. So for me, I don't think probably maybe in the next 2 seasons John Stones will perform. You understand? But now I don't think he'll perform to justify that price tag.
You can see the English league, you will always see one good manager or the other, because we have been lacking that A player. Because whenever we have that A player, we still sell him out to another league. So, and seeing the likes of Pogba and Zlatan Ibrahimovic coming in, as I think, even though
Ibrahimovic is relatively old,
he's still an A player to me, because he's still one of the best. Yeah, he's still one of the best in the world right now. So it will be a very competitive league this season, very more than even the previous ones. But you can say fine, Mourinho can be ahead because of the understanding of the league and the players, the caliber of players he has around him. You can see the like of Guardiola, Conte. They still want to develop the team, and though Conte is one player, one coach that know about physicality, building the team.
And I think Chelsea has that structure already.
Yeah. So, but you can still say Mourinho is still ahead, but it's still a competitive game. You can expect anything. Anything can happen. Anything can happen, just like anything happened last season.
I didn't expect Leicester to win the league last season.
Yeah, exactly. So, and for John Stones to be sold 50 million pounds, wow, that's another big one. To be sincere, because me, I will rate Kurt Zouma of Chelsea than John Stones, because you can see a defender that is ready to work when you look at Zouma. Someone defender that strives more than John Stones in the pitch of play. So I think that's just too much, and it's really getting the football world to another thing.
We have talked about the players, we have talked about the managers moving from one club to the other. Now, I want to ask you this important question. At the end of the day, by the time this season ends, who will you give the trophy to? Which club will you consider, the club to retain or to retain the trophy or win the trophy at the end of the day?
I'll go for Chelsea.
Chelsea FC. Perhaps you might be a Chelsea fan. I don't know.
Maybe, yeah.
So
for me, like I said, I tip Manchester United.
Manchester United.
Because currently, they have the players that can do it.
Okay.
You understand? They are not really in that building process. Most of the players that have in the squad are familiar with the game. So I think I'll give it to Manchester United and Jose Mourinho.
And La Liga.
La Liga, Madrid.
Okay, La Liga.
Madrid.
Italy.
That would be Juventus. Juventus are winning the game.
Okay. And then lastly, German Bundesliga.
Definitely Bayern will win. Definitely.
Okay. If you are talking this way, definitely we should not expect too much of surprises when it comes to lifting the league at the end of the day. From Italy to Spain, from Spain to.
Anything that happen apart from that is a surprise.
Okay.
So and the only team that can be competitive, that can be disturbing for Juventus is Napoli.
Okay.
And then the German Bundesliga, I think it should be Borussia Dortmund. Yeah. And likewise, probably.
And you know how to do it over them when they really need to.
Can be somehow disturbing too. But I still give it to Bayern Munich.
So we have analyzed most of the events that might take place in majority of the leagues around the world, and we hope at the end of the day, just like you have said, surprises are good for football. It makes us enjoy football. So definitely. So at the end of the day, we hope for surprises, and we hope that certain teams maintain the
most
tempo.
Especially, I hope there will be a surprise in the French league, because I want another team to win it. PSG
apart from PSG.
So I want another team to win.
Okay. Or maybe maybe Zlatan has been helping them since he's not around now. That might be another factor for them.
And if I allow to tip anything to win it aside PSG, I think I'll go for
Lyon. Okay.
That's impossible because they won Lyon at the Super Cup.
Okay. They could still improve. So if there will be any surprise in the French league,
they still have the better players.
Thank you very much for coming to this edition of Inside Review. I appreciate your presence a lot. Shanu Azeez?
Yeah, it's been good discussing the issues on ground, and I will say, I think Funke Shonaike also is out of the Olympics also, and we hope the rest of the team that are still there should take us places. Thank you.
Now for me, it's always a pleasure talking sports, most especially football, because that is what I have passion for.
Thank you for watching this edition of Inside Review. We hope to come your way very soon. Thank you very much. Bye.